Hello. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Tell your friends to join fast. Yes, the total participants are 26 till now. Yes, let's start today's session. Okay. I'm sharing my screen. In last session, we have seen the concept of the indexing, the types of indexing. Okay. Then clustering, B tree, B plus tree. Today, we will start the hashing concept. So, as we know that to search the records, there are two ways basically, that is the indexing and second one is the hashing. We learn the concept of the indexing. In indexing, we have to create the index structure or index files to search the records. In that index file, we have to create the search key and the another column is the pointer, is it? But we have to create these tables separately, is it? But there is some drawbacks of indexing, that as the record sizes get increased, if there is a large amount of data, then there is a problem in indexing. We have to create n number of levels of that index because the primary indexing is not sufficient. um, if the data record sizes get increased little bit. hmm, so we are in move to the secondary, after that clustering, but still there is a problem. If there is a social website or like Facebook, you can think the database system of that, how they work. huh? Uh, like again multimedia database system, that is the YouTube, the whatever is the data they have, it's a tremendous, it's in the form of millions. So at that time the indexing techniques is not useful. So there is another kind of technique, that is the hashing. So let's see. Hashing. Yes. See, for a huge database structure, it can be almost next to impossible to search all the index values through all its label and then reach the destination data blocks to retrieve the desired data in indexing. So hashing is an effective technique to calculate the direct location of the data records. Here, to find out, to reach the data direct location in indexing, what we have to store that into the index file. For that, we are creating the pointers. That means we are mapping that data indirectly. So, but by using hashing, we can calculate the direct location of data records. So there is a no needs to create the index file. So hashing is an effective technique to calculate the direct location of a data record on the disk without using index structure. We are not going to create index structure. Then how is it possible? So here we are using hashing. Hashing uses the hash function. We are creating some kind of function. It's a mathematical formula with search key. Now everyone knows the concept of the search key. Search key is required to search the records in the index structure. First column is the search key. It's a copy of the primary key if you are using the primary or key columns as a search key. To search a record ordinarily, sequentially, we can use the search key as the parameter to generate the address of the data. Like that, in hashing, we are applying hash function with a search key. Okay, so hash function is what? It's a mathematical formula function. It may be sine formulas, cos, mod. Okay, so we are applying the hash function with a search key. So let's see the concept of hash organizations. Here, there are two concepts in hash organization, that is the bucket and hash function. See, we are applying the hash function on a hash key, search key. We are applying the hash function on a search key to create address, okay? And to store that a collection of address, we requires the buckets. So hash file stores data in bucket format. In a group, a hash file stores data in a bucket format. Bucket is considered as a unit of storage. It's a unit of storage. जिथे आपण address तयार करतो, आपण काय करतो सुरुवातीला जी काही सर्च कीज आहेत आपल्या, सर्च की कशासाठी लागते? टू सर्च द रेकॉर्ड. इज इट? तर सर्च कीवर आपण काहीतरी हॅश फंक्शन अप्लाय करतो आणि ऍड्रेस तयार करतो आणि जो काही हॅश फंक्शन्स ने आपल्याला आउटपुट मिळतो दॅट इज द आपला रेकॉर्ड तिथे स्टोअर करण्यासाठी आपण यूज करतो. म्हणजे हॅश फाईल स्टोअर द डेटा इन अ bucket format, and bucket is considered as a unit of storage. A bucket typically stores one complete disk block, or you can say as a page. जो आपली हार्ड डिस्क आहे त्याच्यामध्ये जे स्टोरेज असतं त्या डिस्क ब्लॉक मध्ये असतं किंवा पेज फॉर्मॅट मध्ये असतं. So a bucket is a typically stores one complete disk block which in turns can store one or more records. Okay, so hash function, a hash function is h, consider h is a hash function, is a mapping function that maps all the set of search keys k to the address where the actual record is placed. See, here is the search key, left hand side, and right hand side is the data buckets. आणि डेटा बकेट्स मध्ये काय आहे? आपल्या रेकॉर्ड्स आहेत ना. इथे सर्च की आहे, इथे काय आहे? डेटा बकेट्स आहे आणि त्याच्यामध्ये ऍड्रेस आहे. कशाचा ऍड्रेस आहे? जे आपले ऍक्च्युअल रेकॉर्ड आहे त्याचा ऍड्रेस आहे. आणि आपण हा ऍड्रेस कुठून तयार करतोय? आपण जे सर्च की आहे त्याच्यावर हॅश फंक्शन अप्लाय करतोय, h of k. If 101 is your search key, we are applying hash function with the search key and creating the address, creating the address to store the record, and that address is stored into the bucket. So bucket is nothing but the unit of storage. So hash function is a mapping function that map all the set of search key left hand side k with the address where actual record is placed. Left hand side is the search key, right hand side is the address where actual data is the place. and it is stored into the data buckets, and mapping between these two hash function is required. Okay. So let's see here. Here 101 we are mapping red arrow, and here it's stored into the, where is it stored? 2. After mapping of the hash function, it generates the address to, and there is a mapping. Again 103, we are applying yellow hash function, yellow, and after that the address get created 5. Okay, and after this is the address, and actual data is stored in after that. Okay, let's see the static mapping now. There are two types of mapping, hashing. There are two types of hashing: static hashing and dynamic hashing. These types are depends on the whether the buckets are flexible or they are not flexible. If we can add and remove the buckets easily, then it's called as a dynamic, and the bucket size is fixed, then it's called as a static hashing. Let's see one by one. First one is the static hashing. In static hashing, when a search key value is provided, these are the search keys: 100, 101, 102, 103. Sorry. Then hash function always compute the same address. For example, if mod 4 hash function is used, then it shall generate only 5 values. The output address shall always be same for that function. The number of buckets provided remains unchanged at all times. Here it shall generate 4 values, not 5. If there is a mod 4, why 4 values only? Suppose for any number, if you are performing mod operation, 10, 20, 100, if you are performing mod by 4, then what's the remainder? Different kinds of remainders are there. These are in between 0 to 3 only. Mod means, everyone know the mod operations. We are considering the remainder. Mod 5 means what? If any number divided by 5, what is the remainder? That is the mod. We are storing in the mod. Is it? So if we are applying mod 4 hash function, then it shall generate only 4 values. That is a 0. Remainder maybe in these 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the output address shall always be same for the functions. See here, hash function is the mod 4. We are applying some mathematical formula on our search key. Here we are applying the mod 4. So take any search key. Suppose we are taking 101. Then apply the hash function here. Just a minute. Take 101. Apply the mod function. 101 mod 4. So what's the remainder over there? 101. 101 divided by 4. What's the remainder? Is it 1? So it will store in the bucket of address of 1, like that. Okay. And the here again 102 mod 4, the remainder is 2. So at that time, hello, mute yourself everyone. Remainder is 2, then it's will store at the bucket 2. Like that, hashing function will work. As the bucket size is fixed according to the hash function, so this type of hashing is called as a static hashing. Are you getting, student, static hashing? Yes, no. May I repeat? See, hashing आहे म्हणजे we are using. Yes, are you getting? See, hashing आहे म्हणजे आपण हॅश फंक्शन यूज करतो. कशावर यूज करतो? सर्च कीवर अप्लाय करतो. का वर अप्लाय करतो? तर त्याच्यावरून आपण ऍड्रेस तयार करतोय आणि त्या ऍड्रेसला त्या व्हॅल्यूज स्टोअर होत आहेत. ऍड्रेस तयार करतोय. हे ऍड्रेस कुठे होतात? मग ऍड्रेस आपल्याला ठेवायचे आहेत कुठेतरी रेकॉर्ड, तर त्याच्यासाठी बकेट्स लागतात. इट इज अ स्टोरेज युनिट. आणि मग ऍक्च्युअल रेकॉर्ड आपला त्याच्यानंतर असतो. आणि मग हॅश फंक्शन हे मॅपिंग करायचं काम करतं. कशामध्ये? सर्च की आणि डेटा बकेट्स मध्ये मॅपिंगचं काम कोण करतं? तर हॅश फंक्शन करतं. सो बकेटच्या साईज नुसार म्हणजे ती फ्लेक्झिबल आहे का नाही, आपण इझिली एक्सपांड किंवा रिमूव्ह करतो का नाही, तर त्याच्या और ती स्टॅटिकच असेल तर त्याच्यावरून त्याचे 2 हॅशिंगचे टाइप्स पडतात, स्टॅटिक हॅशिंग आणि डायनॅमिक हॅशिंग. इज इट? तर स्टॅटिक हॅशिंग म्हणजे काय? आणि तर तेथे आपण जे काही स्टार्टिंगला बकेटची साईज आहे ती फिक्स असेल. सपोज मॉड 4 आपण फंक्शन अप्लाय करत असू, हॅश फंक्शन सर्च कीवर. सर्च की मीन्स काय आहे? इट्स अ कॉपी ऑफ मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम प्रायमरी की और की कॉलम्स, आणि त्यावर आपण ती सर्च की म्हणून सर्चिंग करण्यासाठी वापरली जाते. पण डायरेक्टली न वापरता आपण काय करतो? इथे हॅश फंक्शन्स थ्रू त्याचे ऍड्रेस क्रिएट करतोय टू सर्च इट फास्टर वे. आता मग सपोज तुमचं जर 100 असेल सर्च की आणि तुम्ही मॉड 4 जर अप्लाय केलं 100 या सर्च कीवर, तर काय होईल? 100 मॉड 4. तर मॉड 4 आहेत म्हणजे टोटल बकेट्स किती तयार होतील इथे? रिमाइंडर्स किती असतात? कुठल्याही व्हॅल्यूला जर तुम्ही 4 ने डिवाइडेड केले तर रिमाइंडर ह्या 4 पैकीच असणार आहेत, 0 1 2 3. इज इट? सो या म्हणजे आपल्याकडे 4 बकेट्स मिळाले आपल्याला, 0 2 3. आणि ह्या जर मग कुठल्याही कीजवर आपण मॉड 4 हे फंक्शन अप्लाय केलं तर तुम्हाला रिमाइंडर जो मिळणार आहे ह्या 4 पैकीच मिळणार आहे. म्हणजे ह्या त्यांचा ऍड्रेस झाला जो आपण त्या बकेट्स मध्ये आयदर 0 रिमाइंडर असेल तर 0 बकेटमध्ये ती सर्च की स्टोअर करू, 101 असेल तर 1 याच्यामध्ये स्टोअर करू, लाईक दॅट. ओके. आणि इथे बकेटची साईज आपण इन्क्रीज करू शकत नाही, म्हणून त्याला आपण स्टॅटिक हॅशिंग म्हणतो. So we can perform the different kinds of operation using the static hashing: insertion, search, and delete. How to insert the record now? When a record is required to be entered using static hash, the hash function h. हॅश फंक्शन हे कुठलाही मॅथमॅटिकल फॉर्म्युला आपण सर्च कीवर अप्लाय करतो, हा लॉजिक लावून. मग तो मॉड असेल, साइन, कॉस असेल. इझीसाठी मी मॉडच आपण घेतो. Hash function h computes the bucket address for a search key k where the record will be stored bucket address. आपण जेव्हा हॅश फंक्शन की सर्च कीवर अप्लाय करतो तर बकेट ऍड्रेस जनरेट होतो, दॅट इज एच ऑफ की. आणि मग त्या जो बकेट ऍड्रेस क्रिएट झालाय मग तिथे आपण नवीन रेकॉर्ड हा इन्सर्ट करतो. पहिल्यांदा तुम्हाला जागा तयार करावी लागते, अवेलेबल आहे की नाही, अदरवाईज अवेलेबल आहे की नाही ती चेक करावी लागते. असेल तर आपण त्याच्यामध्ये इन्सर्ट करणार. आता आपल्याकडे बकेट 4 आहे, मॉड 4 असेल तर विदिन दॅट बकेटच आपल्याला तुम्हाला रेकॉर्ड सेव्ह करावं लागेल, स्टोअर करावं लागेल नवीन रेकॉर्ड. Then search when a record needs to retrieve the same hash function can be used to retrieve the address of the bucket where the data is stored. See, जसं आपण ऍड्रेस तयार करतो तसंच आपल्याला ऍड्रेस पण सर्च करावं लागेल. जर एखादा रेकॉर्ड सर्च करायचं, आता 102 तुम्हाला सर्च करायचं रेकॉर्ड मध्ये, तर ते कसं करणार, 102 वर हॅश फंक्शन अप्लाय करणार, मग तुम्हाला ऍड्रेस मिळेल 2. त्या 2 या बकेटमध्ये तुम्ही 102 सर्च करणार की तिथे कुठे आहे, लाईक दॅट. Then delete. This is simply search followed by the deletion operation. पहिल्यांदा delete करायचं असेल तर you have to search the specific record, and after that perform the delete operation on that. So are you getting, students, static hashing concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you for the response. Now, though the hashing is this technique is present to search records, we can apply these types of techniques on a huge amount of records. Still, there is a problem, that is the bucket overflow. So condition of the bucket overflow is also known as the collision. This is the fatal state for any static hash function. See, yes, इथे आपण एक छोटा एक्झाम्पल घेतलं की मॉड 4, तर 4 buckets create झाले, and suppose these buckets are get full and you want to insert a new record. So what to do? You have, if you are applying simple way, just we have to override जो existing record आहे त्याच्यावर override होईल नवीन recordचा. So that is nothing but the collision. So this is the fatal state for any static hash functions. We have to avoid this one. Previous existing valid record आहे तो override करून दुसरा नवीन record add करणं, this is the collision. So in this case, following are the two different methods which overcome the problem of bucket overflow situation. That is the open hashing, and the next one is the close hashing. To overcome the bucket overflow problem, we are using these two methods. First one is the open hashing and second one is the closed hashing. Okay. So let's see first one, that is the closed hashing. It's also called as a overflow chaining. Why it's called as a overflow chaining? Let's see. In closed hashing method, a new data bucket is allocated with the same address. And it is linked it after the full data bucket. This method is also known as the overflow chaining. Suppose now here is the data record D3 you want to insert into the table. So when we want to insert, first we have to apply the hash function on D3. We are applying some hash function, that is the mathematical formula on D3. After applying math function, it generates the 105 address for D3 record. Okay, and we are going to map, that is 105, where is 105, and after searching we want to insert D3 in that, but we saw that that is already full. There is already record is inserted over there available. So what to do now? So in this case, a new data bucket is added. A new data bucket is added at the end of the 105. See. Here, the new data bucket is added and it's linked with the 105. Same address SL, just in between linking SL. And this D3 will going to store into the this 105. Okay. So again, if new record with the 105 address after applying hash function, if it creates a 105 address only and we want to store again it into the that one, so what to do? Again, we are creating the new bucket with address 105 and we are storing the new record, suppose D6 into over here. So that means here we are creating the chain of bucket, one after another, and these are the linked with each other. So that's why the name of this is the overflow chaining. Okay. Now let's see the linear probing. This is the another method to overcome the bucket overflow problem. When a hash function generates an address at which data is already stored, the next free bucket is allocated to it. In close hashing, what is happening? We are creating another bucket and linking. But in here, instead of creating new bucket, we are giving a new bucket. In this, it generates, when a hash function generates an address at which data is already stored, the next free bucket is allocated to it. So we are going to search the next free bucket, whether and it goes linearly, whether 102 is free, 151 is free, whichever is the next free bucket is available, that at that we are storing that record. So that's why it's called as a linear probing. And other addresses are open over here to store the data. That's why it's also called as a open hashing. See over here now, example, D3 is a new record which needs to be inserted. The hash function generate address as a 105, but it's already filled. So the system searches next available bucket, data bucket, that is the 1, 2, 3, and assign D3 to it. So there are two methods to overcome bucket overflow problem in a static hashing. Hope so you all are getting the concept. Still, is there any doubt? Let me know. Any query?
No, ma'am.
Now, next type is the dynamic hashing. As the name suggests, dynamic hashing, here dynamic concept is applied to the bucket. The drawback of the static hashing is that it does not expand or shrink dynamically. When there is a need, whatever the original buckets are over there, these are the fixed in size. We cannot expand or shrink it dynamically according to the our need. In the dynamic hashing, data buckets grows or shrinks. That is nothing but we can add or remove the buckets dynamically as the record gate increase or decreases. So we can extend the bucket. So that's why it's called as a extended hashing. That's why it's what it's called, extended hashing. In dynamic hashing, the hash function is made to produce the large number of values. Initially, it made to produce the large number of, there is no any limitations to create a buckets or to reduce the buckets. For example, suppose there are 3 data. See who it is now. Just a minute. These are the 3 data, D1, D2, and D3. And on these 3 data, we are going to create the address by applying the hash function. These 3, we are creating the address. And after applying the hash h of d1, we are applying the hash function on a search key, and we are generates the 3 addresses 1001 for d1, 0101 for d2, and 1010 for d3. So this method of storing consider the part of this address, especially only first 1 bit to store the data. So it tries to load 3 of them at the address 0 and 1. And assume that as there are 3 records, but initially we are trying to load these records on just 2 starting address. That is the, if you see carefully, this one is the combination of the 1 and 0. So we are using only 1 bit data to store initially. So D1 start with a 1 value. That's why it's going at a 1 bucket. D2 start with the 0. So it will goes to the 0th bucket address. But what about the D3? It start with the 1 bit. But it's already occupied by the D1. So we need 1 bucket now. So what to do? So now we consider, according to the data site increasing, we are considering 2 bits to store the data. So 2 bits, so here the combination of 2 bits are the 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. That gate creates automatically. Okay. But the problem is that no bucket address is remaining for the D3. The bucket has to grow dynamically to accommodate the D3. So it changed the address, have 2 bits rather than the 1 bit. And then updates existing data, have a 2 bits, and then it tries to accommodate D3. Now, because of we are expanding the address from 1 bit to the 2 bits, 4 buckets gets created. And now D1 mapping, it start with the 1 0. That's why we are giving address 1 0. Then D2, that is a 0 1, because it start with a 0 1. Now D3 is 1 0 again. As it's full, then next 1 1, as it is free, we are occupying the D3 with a 1 address. Okay. So according to the need, we are generating the new buckets in dynamic hashing. So the name is here over here as a dynamic. Buckets are dynamic in nature over here. Is it? So this is all about the hashing concept. In that we have learned the what is hashing, then hash function work, static hashing, dynamic hashing. In static hashing again, open hashing, close hashing. Okay. So is there any doubt in static dynamic? Let me know.
No, ma'am.
Okay. We will stop here. Attendance, please.